We just got the best Avengers Endgame trailer we've ever seen. We definitely have to break that down. Plus, massive spoilers coming out of Build-A-Bear. If you can't believe it or not, it's actually pretty significant. We're going to break that down as well. And we're doing Q&A. Get your questions in. I'm sure you've got many of them. This is another edition of Fanchast Live at the Den of Nerds. We do it for the fans. Oh, yeah. We're doing it again. Again. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another Fan Chat Live. I am, of course, Josh. This is the Den of Nerds. Today's a good day. Today is a pretty dang good day. I know you're probably excited. And I damn sure know I'm excited. We got this trailer, man. We got this crazy trailer. This thing dropped out of nowhere this morning, blew everybody away. Tickets are on sale. We're in the end game now. What's up, chat? How you guys doing? I want to warn everybody right away, we're getting into some spoilers like you wouldn't believe. I know I say that all the time, but this is no joke. This was crazy. Let me know in chat. Don't say what it is, but let me know in chat. Do you know about the Build-A-Bear spoiler? Do you know what happened with the Build-A-Bear spoiler? Let me know in chat. But don't spoil it yet in case anybody's in here that doesn't want to be in here in the spoilers. You might not want to watch this video. Come back later or whatever. This is some serious spoiler stuff. So, I should say, and I always try to say this at the beginning of these live chats, if you are new to this channel, if you're new here, this might not be the video for you. This is long form. This is Q&A. This is me just hanging out and talking with you guys about our favorite things. Mostly Avengers Endgame. Yep, I get you. Dude, I totally get you, Maverick. No worries. No worries. So, as I said, this might not be the video for you. Come back, watch the edited stuff. This is just for the subscribers. This is just us hanging out. So, all right, I'm going to get into these spoilers, guys. So, 100% serious. And please, let me know. Let me know. Do you think that I put enough spoilery stuff on here? Because I got like this little thing down here in the corner. Oh, I'm going to spill it, baby. Oh, I'm going to spill it. All right. Nice. Daniela, good for you. I'm glad you got your tickets. Thank you, Philip. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so let's talk spoilers, guys. This is absolutely nuts. Build-A-Bear. Right? Build-A-Bear. So weird that you would get this level of a spoiler from Build-A-Bear. But there's a Build-A-Bear Thanos that they are doing. Okay? And some people got their hands on this or whatever. I saw the report on comic book, CBR. What is that? Comic Book Report or whatever? .com. Is it a real spoiler? Oh, baby. Just buckle in. Check this out. So the Thanos Build-A-Bear has, I know, dude. I know. Trust me, I know. The Thanos Build-A-Bear has a voice box in it. And it has two things pre-programmed into the voice box that it says. Okay? The two things that it says, especially when you juxtapose them against some of the things we saw in the trailer earlier this morning, are crazy. Here we go. He first says, I had all the power in my grasp. I had all the power in my grasp. All right, that's the first one. We're going to get into what that means. The second one is ridiculous. Literally, he says, how are you doing this, ? You do not have the will to power the Infinity Stones. He says, how are you doing this? You do not have the will to wield the power of the Infinity Stones. Okay, so let's talk about this shit. First one, he says, I had all the power in my grasp. Now, this could mean a couple of different things. From what I saw, people were saying that this could mean that he essentially loses the gauntlet. That what he is saying is, I had all the power in my grasp. You know what I'm saying? Now, if that is the case, it probably indicates time travel or something to that effect, something like them undoing the snap. Because therefore, he would be like, okay, I had all that power in my grasp. Because technically, like, he had all the power. You know what I mean? Like, if he collected all of the stones, he had all the power that he would ever need. Oh, yeah, the third thing he said was that Nihilus is confirmed for Endgame. Thanks for that, Ken. Yo, by the way, chat, everybody give a little bit of love to Ken. Ken Cologne, he is our new social media guy. Super excited. Super excited about that. But yeah, so that's the first thing. Now, I actually think that could mean something different. So in the comic books, when Thanos is towards the end of that run, he uses the power of the gauntlet to literally fight all of the cosmic entities, the Celestials, Galactus, the In-Betweener, all of these guys. So what ends up happening is he whoops them all, and then he fights Eternity, and he whoops Eternity. And basically, Eternity, guys, is like maybe not the strongest technically of all of the cosmic entities because there's the one above all. But Eternity is essentially everything there is. He's this thing that just controls and keeps into balance. He's literally like the manifestation of everything there is in every galaxy, in every universe, every parallel dimension. And so what happens in the comic books is he beats Eternity and then he becomes Eternity. And he's literally like, well, I don't even need my body anymore. Fuck that. You know what I mean? I'm good. So he just kind of drifts away from his body and becomes Eternity. And then what happens in the comic books is that Nebula then picks up the gauntlet and undoes what Thanos does. Okay? Pretty wild. Now, some other stuff happens there as well. But let's talk about the second one. Literally Thanos saying, how are you doing this? You do not have the will to handle the power of the Infinity Stones. I mean, on the surface level, this means that somebody else is going to get some or maybe all of the Infinity Stones. And tell me where you've heard that before on the interwebs. I know a couple of YouTubers that have been talking about that. Now, the question becomes, and I'm very interested in what you guys think. Let me know in the chat. Who is he talking to? Who is wielding the stones? Claudia says he is talking to Cap. Ken Woe says, can I please just get a scene where Rhodey flips his helmet and yells at Thanos, round 2, bitch? Oh, man, that would be great. Iron Man, Cringe Factor says, can I please tell you where Doctor Strange is? Absolutely. Stark, Cap, Ant-Man, Captain, Black Widow. A lot of good guesses. So my thing is personally, it's probably Cap. It's probably Cap because I think what he's saying when he says the willpower, you know what I mean? When he says willpower, I'm just reminded of like when Captain America is just like holding his hand and preventing him from closing his hand and using the stones, and just the willpower of Cap. And I think that if Cap goes out, this is a good ending. This is a good swan song. You know, we've even said something. You know, my dream scenario, I think like the best thing that could happen would be if Cap uses the gauntlet and is literally like, Avengers assemble, and then like somehow with the power of the gauntlet brings back all of the Avengers that were dusted. That would be crazy. But there's a lot of different ways that it could manifest. But the more I thought about it, the more I was like, wouldn't it be weird if it's Nebula? And the reason is because of what we just stated, right? When we were talking about the precedents from the comic books. Now, I think, and I've thought about this for a while, that there might need to be 2 separate moments where they defeat Thanos. 1 with the stones to undo the snap, and then 2 to defeat him again and prevent him from reassembling the stones. And so they could give Nebula that W, and then we could go into a place where then they now have to defeat Thanos again as he's trying to reassemble the stones and just essentially do it all over again. So, I don't know. Nebula from the comic book or Adam Warlock. Well, the thing is, Adam Warlock's not in the movie, so it can't be him, right? It's Korg. Yes. Let's let it be Korg. That would be amazing. Siddharth Panwar, I do believe that. I do think that they might get more time than we're thinking. I say Tony. He knows Tony isn't powerful, just a genius. Yeah, but here's the thing. So it could be Tony only because of Tony's connection to the stones and the fact that he, had the vision after he went through and the fact that Thanos knew him. And so it could be possible that it is Tony. He put and as I've said before, it's possible that both of them go out, that Cap goes out and that Iron Man goes out. And that would be a great send-off for either one of those characters. You know what I mean? I'm more of a Cap guy myself. I'd prefer him to have it. But either way, that's a really good send-off. But guys, that's only the first part of the live stream. We got to talk about this trailer. We got to talk about this crazy trailer that dropped. So I'm sure you guys have some questions about that. I have some thoughts. If you saw the Nerdy News rundown earlier today, the one thing that I missed, the glaring thing that I missed in that breakdown was the very last shot. The very last shot, which of course has the OG 3 trio, the trio de danger of Thor, of Captain America, and of Iron Man walking over to Thanos. Absolute craziness. And yeah, you see the sword there. Yes, Bear Club. That's what I missed, was the sword. I missed talking about that in my first breakdown, but we can talk about it here. The sword is insane, and it does look like Thanos is like sitting down there. And because of all the chaos and all the ruin around there, it's weird. Like, what happened there? Is this like the end of the battle and it's just those 3 left versus Thanos? Because it really seems like in that shot, and this I did talk about in the breakdown, that he's getting beamed down from either a Q ship or from the Sanctuary 2. He is no longer using the Space Stone to get around in these sequences. So what could that mean? Where does that put it in the timeline? You know what I mean? It's pretty crazy. But guys, go ahead. Feel free to drop a chat on in here. We'll get going on Q&A right now. And, of course, if you want to do a super chat, I will guarantee to answer every super chat that comes in. Pins your question up, supports the channel, supports me. If you don't have any loot, no big deal. Just drop your questions in. I'll try to get to as many of them as I can. What if they do get the gauntlet and reverse the snap, and the resurrected heroes are alternate versions who are possibly evil? Sycus Malone. I've actually heard that before. I'm not sure where that theory came from, but it's definitely something that people have been talking about. If there's and there's other versions of that too, where people think maybe they get snapped back, but they're not in our universe; they get put in a different universe. And because of all the rumors about the multiverse and us going into the multiverse, I think it's feasible to think that something to do with the snap, whether it be that it's being undone or the way it's undone, will have that kind of a reaction. Can Wu says, I think he was on his throne, or it could actually be the dual throne he created for him and Lady Death. Nah, probably not. I mean, so maybe that planet, maybe. I've always hoped that they do a version of that where he's hanging out. Now, I know there was that rumor that he's with Lady Death watching the Avengers do their thing, and then he just like comes on down or whatever. Even if that's true, that's not what we're seeing in that sequence, because again, he does not use the Space Stone. So that's not Thanos, big bad and beyond everything, sitting next to Mistress Death. That's Thanos somehow depowered from what we saw him in Infinity War, somehow either not able to or not wanting to use all of the stones, and he's in his army and he's in his armor and he has his army. So it's like he's not going to be just hanging out with Death, watching from the sidelines, unfortunately. What are you talking about with sitting? I'm confused. At the very end of the trailer, the very last shot before the titles roll in, you see from behind Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man, them walking towards Thanos. You can see him, and he is there on his knees, seemingly with the sword. Philip Edwards coming in hot with the super chat. Thank you, brother. Something cool was Hawkeye's tats on his arms. The fact that Thanos has his armor shows he is either weakened or more threatened. Agree? Thoughts? Yeah, absolutely. So that's nail on the head from Philip Edwards. And I did like the tattoo. I wonder if it has some kind of significance. You know what I mean? I wonder if it's something to do with the Ronin thing or something like that. But as far as the armor goes, yeah, I mean, it's so confusing. It's like we see him, because here's what's confusing. We see him take the armor off in Infinity War. So, like, dude, I have a feeling here, and let me know what you guys think about this, but I have this feeling that after we see Endgame, a lot of the stuff from Infinity War is going to be recontextualized. And it's going to be like, not only like, oh, that's why they put that in there, but, oh, that was really him from the future, or that happened because they did this, or something crazy like that. I think those kind of things are going to be happening. And yeah, it's weird that we see him take the armor off as he starts to establish himself getting the stones. That's so clearly that's visually supposed to be something you remember. And then to see him with it back on, yeah, that means that the opposite of that has happened in some way. Can Woo 76 coming in hot with super chat. Thank you, my friend. Will Hulk get proper retribution? That's a good question. So I hope so. It kind of depends on. It really depends on what direction they want to take this Professor Hulk thing. I think that I've said before, Professor Hulk's probably one of the things I'm most interested in just seeing how it's executed. And I know a lot of people that are in here, we're like of that spoiler culture, and we like to just know as much as we possibly can. Now, I still enjoy going and seeing the movies and enjoy seeing everything because I want to see how it's pardon me, how it's executed. The execution is what makes the experience. I don't necessarily mind knowing things or potentially knowing things that will happen in the movie. So, will Hulk get proper retribution? Yes, I think he will. But I still feel like whatever happens to him, I might not be super keen on, depending on how they handle the Professor Hulk thing. Like I said, I'm confused by it. Is he really going to be able to beat Thanos now because nerdy Banner is in his brain as well? I mean, on the one hand, it'd be like, hell yeah, go nerds. But on the other hand, it'd be like, Hulk's like a savage. Like, shouldn't his savagery and his just continue getting angry, shouldn't that be what makes him more powerful? Hey, chat just got in. How excited is everybody about that teaser? Josh Blanchard, I tell you, we're pretty fucking excited. Sorry, I shouldn't swear. In case the kitties are in here. The scene of Thor looking shocked is when he finds the gauntlet and destroys the stones. Maybe. I feel like that shot might be from Infinity War. I kind of feel like the shot of Rocket, too, when he's looking up, is from Infinity War as well. Craig Jobsons asks, what do you think about the Ant-Man up the Thanos butt memes? Bro, did you not see the fan chat we did? We did a whole fan chat where I explained my version of that. And actually, we're going to clip it and put that video up on our social media, too, so you should check that out. But yeah, I think it's hilarious. And I think I might have said one of the most disgusting, vile, and funniest things I've ever said on YouTube while I was talking about that. Deadpool is going to have a cameo and kill Thanos. Nope. That shit ain't happening. Call it now. Is Loki coming back and is Thor dying? I really hope Thor doesn't die, and I don't think he will. I don't really think he's on the chopping block. But if the voice actor for Rocket, the Spanish voice actor, if he's to be believed, something weird's going to happen to Thor. Something permanent. Some people say he's going to turn into a chick. Some people say he'll turn really old. I don't know. But yeah. Cap with Stark is old Cap in New York, and Tony telling about the Stones in the future. Hey, dude, maybe Adam Lamar. And I tell you, that would be dope. But the thing is, like, how are they going to... Man, there's just a lot of questions. There's just a lot of questions when it comes to that. My thoughts on the 3-hour runtime? Sign me up. I have 2 pairs of tickets opening day. I'm doing like a school day's worth of Avengers viewing, and I'm very excited. He'll turn into a horse? Dude, Beta Ray Bill? Maybe. Real Man London, was that you? Was that you that had the comment of the day? Maybe I should start posting that on our social media. Dude, Canwa, absolutely, dude. That's something I was thinking about for sure. He gets stronger and older. Real man London, nice, bro. Good for you. Yeah, that was awesome. I was super hyped. I saw that comment and I was like, yes. I think the big three will die. Opinions, Levi Blacher. Cap is number one on the list. Tony's number two, and Thor's number three. But Thor to me is a far ways off of those other two. Those other two are in the 80s and 90s. I think it's like an 80% chance Tony will die, 99% chance that Captain America will die. But Thor is something more like a 50-50, maybe 60%. Relentless Nation coming in hot. Super chat. Thank you, man. Tony is shaking Ant-Man's hand, not Cap's. No way. I gotta go back and watch that. No way, bro. Is that true? Is that true? Are you fooling me? Are you playing with me? To be honest, I wouldn't like time travel. You mess up things that hold ties to, unless you're talking about alternate timelines, which would still make no sense to one timeline after the other. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So, Oz, this is my explanation, and this is what I think they will do. They will do time travel. It will screw everything up. But because they will use the stones to go back to a time before Thanos even completed the gauntlet, their own time travel will be undone. So they'll basically time travel away the consequences of their original time travel and take it like all the way back. I think that that's what they'll end up doing. Which events will this movie erase? Formation of the Guardians? That is heavily rumored. As I said, I think that will happen in the first part of the time travel, and then all that will be undone. So the rumors are right now that there's going to be a lot of weird stuff that's undone. The OG plot leak on Reddit stated that there would be like Frank Burns, as long as you wash your hands. So the OG plot leak basically said that there would be events that were undone, including the Guardians forming up and Mjolnir being destroyed. And so Mjolnir wouldn't be destroyed, and Cap might get to wield that, which is like fucking dope. But as I said, you then go back in time and you undo all of that. Livingston, what is Captain Marvel's role, you think? Well, she has knowledge, she has power, she has connections to other alien races. And I said this in the breakdown this morning. I believe that they're going into space not necessarily just to go fight Thanos. So they're going into space to possibly get some allies, to possibly get survivors. I don't know exactly, but I do think that is a potentially her role. And I do think she'll be really headstrong and she'll want to like just attack and get Thanos and do all these different things. But I think that she will learn. Like the thing is, she's going to take a back seat in this movie, which is like perfect for that character. You know what I mean? It's perfect. I think the Russo brothers get it too. They're just like, here's a chick that's like thinks she's the baddest in the planet or in the universe, and she's so strong that there's not a lot of consequences to her personally when she messes up. But the consequences of her actions to a plan, to something that the team is trying to do, could be terribly detrimental, right? And so perhaps she'll screw something up, be reprimanded, and sort of like have to understand the team dynamics. I think she's there to observe the OG team, to get like reverence for the OG team, and to have the mantle of sorts passed to her from Captain America. And she has to earn that though. But I trust the Russo brothers. She will earn that. It will be good. That's what I think. Warlock will not be an Endgame. Although, just to give you a glimmer of hope, you shouldn't have any hope for that. But just to give you a glimmer of hope, James Gunn is an executive producer on Endgame. So maybe, but probably not, bro. Yeah, exactly, Mr. J. Exactly. I have 5 tickets. Does anyone want to go with me? Yeah, that would be a great arc for her. Yeah, I hope they do something like that. Nah, I mean, I'm not really like spoiling hard, man. But I'm not gonna talk about the Build-A-Bear thing unless it comes up. But I gotta tell you, man, it was pretty wild. Yes, he was. No, I mean it could just be in part by name, but from what we heard, he came on. Look, I'm not saying it has anything to do with Adam Warlock, but when he came on for Infinity War, he was literally there helping the Russo brothers nail the Guardians, like get the Guardians right, get the vibe right. You know what I mean? And so potentially he was there doing that same thing. Wolverine and Endgame thoughts? No way. But I heard this crazy rumor that they're gonna do a Wolverine post-credit scene, and like that's one of those things that I'm like, no way that's true. But like, there's this big part of me that's like, yo, please be true, because that they could technically do. Cap suit CGI shaking hands. That's first Avengers Cap. Hey man, could be, could be. Yo, Mar boy, you ain't getting me again, son. I'm on to you. Out of the three, who's my favorite Spider-Man? Tom Holland, hands down. Tom Holland, hands down. I don't think Cap is shaking Tony's hand. The Spider-Man looks different. Maybe Joel Edgerton as Wolverine. Yeah, I would actually like that. I like Joel Edgerton. I think he's good. Yeah, yeah. Living Tribunal or other larger being going to appear. I think that Eternity will appear. That's sort of my intuition, that if they're going to appear, it'll be like Celestials and Eternity if they show up. So Ryan Epps, that's a good question. He's asking fan chat on Thursday or Friday night after the movie. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. I mean, here's what I'm thinking. I could technically, so probably Friday, because I'm literally seeing it twice on Thursday. So I don't know if I want to like. I mean, of course I want to jump on and talk to you guys about it, but it's like I'll have about an hour and a half, I think, between my showings, and I could do a reaction. Like I could definitely get on and do a reaction video or something. I was thinking about Friday morning. But a lot of people will probably be seeing it Friday night. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. Technically, if we did it Friday morning, we could do it Friday morning, and then people could like watch it whenever. Basically, like if they watch the movie Friday or they watch the movie Saturday or whatever, they could still watch the live stream on the replay. Obviously, it's not as cool because you don't get to like interact and stuff, but you can still like do your comments and see what we were talking about, see what we were thinking as a community. So you could definitely do that. When Thanos has Infinity Sword, he is at a destroyed Avengers facility. Maybe. I know that's a big theory, and it's possible. But, dude, I'll tell you this. Let me just say this to that theory. If that really is the Avengers facility at the end there, then holy hell. That's one bad man. Because he just, dude, there's nothing left. It's just ruin. It's just devastation. So, yo, you know what, Ryan? Honestly, that's something I want to do. Like in the future, I want to do that for big theaters, like do a live stream podcast before we go in, like at the theater, so people that are like waiting in line and stuff can like interact, and we could do it online. It would be really cool. And then do one like afterwards too. But it's a little tricky with the spoilers. You know, obviously you don't want to go out into the lobby and be like, "Holy shit," you know, this happened or whatever. Can Woe coming in hot with the super chat. Thank you, man. The scene in the Quinjet too big to be the Benatar. Do you think Rocket got a distress signal from Nebula and they're going to rescue Tony and Nebula? You know what? That is such an interesting point that you just made. Is that truly not the Benatar? I need people to go juxtapose the images of the Benatar's cockpit, which is it's all over, against the images of the team that we see going in there. I need someone to do that for me, please. If that is indeed true, then holy crap. Do I think Rocket got a distress call from Nebula and going to rescue them? It's very possible. I mean, look, Can-Woo, those are both good questions. I really don't know. Hopefully that is the Super Quinjet, though, that they're flying, because I just think that would be badass. Cameron Lee's coming in hot with a super chat. Is it Pepper in the Mark 85? Because personally, it looks like they're struggling to fly. Also, what are your thoughts on the scene where Nebula holds Rocket's hand? Good questions. I don't think that's Pepper. I think it's Tony, but I think it's like he's like shocked or something. Like something's going on there that's crazy, or perhaps he's even like trying to get Tony in the original armor from Avengers to follow him somewhere, right? That's just kind of the vibe I got in that shot. Is like he's like they see each other, or whatever, and he's trying to get the other Tony to come there or something. That would be pretty crazy. As far as what I think about Nebula holding Rocket's hand, uh, yeah, I mean, at first you would just say no, right? Like your first reaction is to that is probably like, no, it's out of character for both of them. They're both a bunch of assholes, but they're the only assholes left. And I think that one of the cool things about this film is that it is going to pit these characters sort of on like an emotional, like high peak, right? Like where essentially we're going to get them at pretty much their most raw and things are just going to be so impactful. Like everything's going to be very impactful. And so Nebula and Rocket holding hands is just basically like to signal how ridiculous this has been. And essentially, if you had survived through a genocide of an entire universe, you would have a kinship with probably most anybody that was left, right? Especially people that you had relations with, even though they did have conflict. But thank you, Cameron Lees. I appreciate that. Let's go to Aaron Lore with the $20 super chat. Holy crap, popcorn's on me. Have a good time. Give us a good review. Aaron Lore, thank you so much, man. I'm going to enjoy that popcorn. I might even, I'll tag you in it, tweet about it or something. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Let's see here, get back to the chat. Maybe a post-credit scene with Deadpool explaining the merger. That is a brilliant idea. That is a brilliant idea. That needs to happen. What a wasted opportunity if they don't do that. Yeah. Dude. Wow, would that be cool? I really like that idea, man. That's cool. Could it be a past version of Cap that trusts Tony pre-Civil War? Definitely possible. Definitely possible. Definitely possible. That's cool. What is Build-A-Bear Thanos? Paris Crockett asks. I don't know. I mean, I do know, obviously, but I don't know if I should say it again. We've moved past it. Let me know in chat, guys. Are you okay with me spoiling the Build-A-Bear thing again for Paris? Or does Paris just have to watch the replay? Say it. You want me to say it? Say it again? You want me to say it again? Oh, my goodness. Look at all this. Okay. All right. Have it your way. It's like Burger King up in here. So, there is a Build-A-Bear of Thanos. Okay? This Build-A-Bear has a voice box in it. When you click the voice box, it has two pre-programmed things that Thanos says. They're both spoilery. The first one. I had all the power in my grasp. The second one. How are you doing this? You do not have the will to wield the power of the Infinity Stones. Holy crap! Build-A-Bear just spoiled the fucking movie. That's ridiculous. So, and we went over this before, but we have all sorts of ideas about what they mean. I had all the power in my grasp could refer to him losing the gauntlet, could refer to him losing the stones, could also refer to him being eternity and then having that power taken away from him. It could refer to him after the snap is undone, him being like, oh crap, like this is crazy. You know what I mean? Also, the other one is way crazier. How are you doing this? You do not have the will to wield the power of the Infinity Stones? Like, what? Damn. Yo, that's crazy. So that explains that somebody else got them Infinity Stones. So this rumor that a lot of YouTubers have been talking about, me, you know, about an Avenger assembling a gauntlet and using the gauntlet might just be true, guys. Might just be true. Yeah, and we were talking about who we think it is. A lot of people think it's Cap. A lot of people think it's Tony. Outside chance, it's Nebula. Yep, Canwoo, exactly. Hey, man, I gave you fair warning. Frank Burns, that's absolutely awful. If it's true. If you're trolling, that's a bad troll. If it's true, that's absolutely awful, and you've got friends here. Yeah, he's not wearing the gauntlet, and he's obviously not using the Space Stone. So, you're welcome, Frank. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. I could sing that whole song maybe if I knew the words. I think it could be Hulk. He's going to kill himself. Oh, God, I hope not. Do I think the Ancient One could give insight to Strange about the Time Stone through time travel? Dude, that would be dope. What about Nebula's orange face? So I've seen this thing with Nebula. Doesn't it look like they sort of grafted some actual skin back on her? No offense, but please don't sing again. Warm up the pipes for you. Now you're going to get it. I'm just kidding. Eric Sanders, $5. Thank you, bro. When are we getting the Quantum Realm Theory Big Al collaboration video? Been awaiting its arrival since before first trailer. Bring it. I'm so glad you asked, man. I just reached out to an editor that I've been working on. Here, I'll be completely honest with you, Eric. Here's the 100% truth. I have a version of that video that I've been working on, that I've been editing. And the problem is new information keeps coming out, and I keep wanting to like adjust the video. Okay? So I have like 3 different versions of the script. I finally got around to actually filming one of them, I think, last week, and I'm going to reach out to my editor, but I think I'm going to reshoot it. Literally after the trailer today and this leak, I feel like I need to rewrite that video and shoot it again. You know what I mean? It's just like the information keeps sort of outdating the pace that I have for it. But I'm glad you're excited about the video. The video is dope. We did a lot of work and a lot of thought went into that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Al Schuler in the house. Executive producer Al Schuler is in the house indeed. Oh, it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. And who knows? Maybe it'll be coming out to you in the next couple of days. I definitely want it to be out before we go to Star Wars Celebration next week. So, who's a scroll? Is that true? I think Nick Fury is a scroll. Actually, that's my theory. That Nick Fury is a scroll. Cameron Lee's coming in hot with the super chat. Do you think Cap and Tony's reunion will affect the other characters, as it was only really their issue, not Sokovia Accords? Love the channel. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be huge for the morale of the team to see those two working together. And I think that, honestly, the reason, like a big reason as to why Thanos did win is because those two were not together. Something special about those two together, you know? Bear Club, $2 super chat, no question. But I appreciate you, Bear Club. Thank you. Or Bear Cub, rather. Thank you for the kind support. You're still mad about the April Fool's joke? Oh, so here's the thing. I was going to do today, because I did not obviously expect that trailer to drop. I was going to do on the back half of the show this morning, reading my favorite comments from yesterday's video. Yesterday, I was as happy as a clam. And I know it was very trolly, and I was just sitting there like, like watching all the comments come in and everybody getting all upset. But come on, guys. It's the one day a year I can do that. You know what I mean? Give me a break. Give me a break. What if he still does have the Space Stone, but he is limited on what he can do? Yeah, I've thought about that. Yeah, definitely, Philip. I've thought about that. It's possible that he just, like, every time he does it, it takes a little bit of him or something. You know what I mean? Thanks, Matthew, and happy birthday to you, man. Is Red Skull going to come back? Maybe team up or be killed by Thanos, a Loki style? That'd be really cool. But I don't know. Oh, thanks, Cringe Factor. Thank you. Still don't believe you, but thanks. Den of Nerds, is there any chance in the scene of the big three that Thor is supposedly what? Is that Thor is Doctor Strange? I'm gonna go ahead and say no, but that's an ambitious thought, so I give you credit for that. When he has the double sword, is he going to be on Xandar? Maybe. Wouldn't that be dope if they go back to Xandar to stop him from even getting the first stone? Wouldn't that be sick? Oh my god, I'm so excited to see what actually happens. What if the Avengers try to take the fight of Thanos only to find out when they get there that he went to Earth to destroy the Avengers compound? Oh man, that would be lame. That'd be terrible. Tori Burke says, I feel like Thanos dies early in the movie. I do not. Ken Woo coming in hot with another super chat. Just thought of something. Everyone keeps talking about the red light surrounding Hawkeye in the trailers. What if it turned out to be Mephisto? I mean, dude, yeah, of course I want that to happen. But it just feels like they can't just throw that at us. You know what I mean? But I hope that we do get Mephisto put into the MCU and maybe in the next Doctor Strange movie, or if they do a little bit more supernatural stuff. That would be really wicked cool. Now, what that red light is probably just some kind of warning light. Like it looks like wherever he is at there, which I think is like a subway or some kind of underground. It's some kind of tunneling, and I think it's on Earth. And I think the red is like the emergency kind of thing, right? Or the exit sign. You know what I mean? As Branch Ranch just pointed out, it could definitely be that. I also think it's possible that that's underneath the Avengers facility, and that's some kind of escape route or something that Tony had put into place. They kill Thanos, then have to bring him back to defeat the bigger threat. Christopher, I know a lot of people want that to happen. I'm telling you, dude, there's really no evidence to support that. I really would curb your enthusiasm for that. I do not think that's going to happen. No way we are still in 15 to 20 minutes of the movie, right? It would definitely appear that we are not. However, I've never thought that we were. There's when he was asked that, when Feige was asked that, and honestly, I can't believe how much I have to clarify this. I feel like I clarify this in almost every live chat. But when Feige was asked about that, he was given a scenario, and the scenario he was given was that the trailers would only use the first 15 to 20 minutes of the movie. And then he was asked how if he would describe that scenario as accurate. And what he said was, I would describe it as somewhat accurate. That is not him saying, yeah, 100% you're only going to see from the first 15 to 10, 15 minutes of the movie. That's not what he said. So it's just like crazy that people have picked up on that. And I know certain YouTubers out there like mention that in every single video. And I don't know why. I really don't know why. Archive coming in hot with the $5. Is that euros? Ooh, dude. I always ask this. Are euros better or worse? Either way, thank you. Do you think Vision is going to be brought back to life in Endgame? Yeah, I do, because I think they're going back to before Thanos establishes and gets any of the stones. That's just my opinion. That's what I think they're probably going to do. Like, so here's the crazy scenario from you. What we see in Infinity War is Thanos essentially shows up in his big ship, takes Thor's stone, the one that Loki had. He's already got the one from Xandar. Then he goes about his merry business and sends his minions to Earth. He thinks very little of the Earthlings at that point, right? And he's like, just go get the stones and bring them to me on Titan. He's not really bringing this full might. He's not really like trying that hard. Now, if the scenario plays out differently and when he goes to Xandar, the Avengers are there and they stop him, what do you think he's going to do? He's going to away in Infinity War. Do you know what I mean? He was not that way. Livingston. What if Thanos travels back in time to stop the Avengers at the compound and says something that gives Avengers the idea to quantum realm time travel? Yeah, it's very possible. I like that scenario. I think, it's possible that the Thanos that fights them at the beginning is from out of time, right? Like that you see these weird out of time attacks and we get some real weirdness going on in the movie. I think that we're all expecting something like that. Am I back in here? Thanos is definitely brutal, but am I back? By the way, he put the shit out of me yesterday. Oh no, is it not back? What's going on here? Okay, well, it looks like it should be good.